Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's continue. And we've been busy with Stalingrad for a little bit, but I'll continue along the line here. Don't you want to start? Okay, so I got this 75th Division together, but I actually want to have more forces inside the city. And this is... not gonna be great. Alright. As long as they don't attack there, I'll be fine. It's a bit of a... yeah. What shall I say? These... this too is a problem. If they break through, I could attack, but I will not be able to cut any of them off. Alright, let's pull back with you. And I think what I'll be doing here is this. Actually, I cannot do that with these, because then I would have to put one part here, one part here. That would leave it very easy to get in between. Yeah, we'll have to keep it like this. This is already fragile enough as it is. None too happy. I could yeah, I kind of feel like this is probably necessary. If I want to hurl them back, I'm sacrificing the 1st Hungarian here for quite a bit. They lost 62 tanks, like literally everything here. Interestingly, yeah, they just straight up lost all their armor. But if I even want to remotely hold some kind of line there, I feel like that's probably the only way I can do it. And then hold these guys like that. It also means that the 1st Hungarian armor is now spent, and I'll move it back for rest and refitting. It did a valiant counteroffensive. I'm quite sure it was necessary. It's a Soviet mechanized. That's not easy to beat. Yeah, so we have the infantry, which is under the wrong HQ. There's the 29th Corps, which they can be under, which they should. Rather not have these guys under Italian boot, as German commanders are a lot better. I still need to do a bit of reorganization on the forces here. They're all under some corps or another, but it's not perfect yet. I'll take care of it over time. My problem here is that they could technically walk straight up into Orel too. But what I'll do is I'll get the 8th Luftwaffe Field Division. Let's send it back there. And I'm kind of curious to see how far I can go. So they will allow me to get up there. If I do a double stack here, that makes them a bit stronger. There's 2 hexes in between each of these units. Yeah. Retreat, eh? Sure. Right here, I do want to move to at least also make sure that they are separate here. And I think I can attack. It was a bit trickier than I would have expected, but let's keep all of these guys ideally away from the Russians whenever I can. As far as the pocket is concerned, I'll put them in Zukynishki. These guys, they might have a depot at Kirov, but I wouldn't be too sure. Seems like Mozhaysk is empty. An interesting choice by the AI as well. I mean, I have not necessarily the intention to get Moscow quickly. I mean, I'm advancing now. That's nice. Moving in here cuts off the rail, the double rail. And somebody advised me like, hey, that's probably a good idea, and I think it might indeed be a pretty decent idea to do that. Any movement is 4, so I cannot move a unit in there, or in Volokolamsk for that matter. Well, this is a bit of a mess either which way. Of course, like this, they're overburdened. I will have to put something under the 9th unit like this. They cannot get too far. There's also the problem of that, so basically I need to move a unit in here to see if Vyshny and Volokolamsk are empty. Well, Vyshny isn't. But Volokolamsk is. Yeah, that's another push forward. How ideal is this? Not necessarily so much. We'll see. Given that Großdeutschland can get there, I'm sure the 129th Infantry Division could get to Ligas level 2. Or not. Huh. That's the disadvantage of not having any recon. Well, still cut that rail. Now that did not go half as well as I might have liked. But not only do I need to get an actual full unit in Demyansk, yeah, let's just see here actually. So this is empty. Wonder whether that's empty too. We'll see. But yeah. Let's leave. Let's leave it like that. For now. Well, it did retreat. Interesting. I don't think they're that powerful, but I actually don't think I can beat them either. As unfortunate as it is. And there are a lot of units there. That turned out to be a bit more tricky than I would have imagined too. I mean, I don't like attacking like this. So I don't need to encircle that unit, nor do I very likely have the ability to. I do want to get the 1st Panzer Division out of there. Obviously, not ideal terrain either. So currently I can't really do a whole lot better than moving in like this. I'm actually very much willing to keep 2nd Panzer there like this. Let's retreat back into Olenino. I don't want to give them the depot. So that goes there. I have 1 division there. I cannot go and lose it. Right, I definitely need a 2nd division in Torzhok to make sure that it's going to be at least a decent as a base of establishment. Okay. Sure. I'm not really sure what to say about that, but I'm actually going to send them into Gotsk. I don't need them in Vyazma at the very least, and even though they still need to refit, I just don't want these guys to go in here and then take sort of like walk like this, which they as an AI might do. Let's take Zubtsov. What I'm doing here is trying to move in such a way as to potentially will break up this into smaller chunks on the next turn, since, to be completely honest, I don't have all that much confidence in me being able to hold the encirclement. Still, I'll do what I can. I'll still have to reorganize this. But the recapture of Volokolamsk and Mozhaysk is interesting. Just like that. Yeah, I think that's going to be a very confusing position. This entire area is very problematic in the sense that, again, I actually don't really have that many troops to deal with all the pockets and stuff like that. And where is the closest rail line even? I guess they have to walk all the way back to Smolensk to withdraw themselves from this area, but I think, as far as I'm concerned, for the 330th Infantry Division, that's probably a good idea. Formed in December 1941 as part of the 17th Wave. It contained the 554th, 555th, 556th Infantry Regiments, 330th Artillery Regiment, and various support units, although all three infantry regiments had only 2 battalions instead of 3. As was typical of a German infantry regiment at this point in the war, the artillery regiment also had only 2 battalions rather than the standard 4. In April 1943, 556th Regiment was disbanded and its troops absorbed into the 2 remaining regiments. It doesn't say where this division was all that time. They're at 14,000. 82%. Holy smokes. This part of the line is now severely overburdened, but I did talk about potentially launching a counterattack along the Don, So I'm moving 12th Panzer Division into this area too. To see what we can do. After this here attack, surely I will have to go rest and refit most likely. The amount of territory that I've gained here is significant. Especially during the winter, it might have thwarted whatever counteroffensive, or especially serious counteroffensive, they might have had during that time already. So yeah, I'll have to see how that kind of stuff goes. To be fair, I feel like I might need this 8th Jaeger Division. Now that that double rail is cut for that part, they would need to get it through here, so at least from the single rail. Getting their supplies will be a bit trickier at that point. Okay, out here there is no way to get either of those in there, but yeah, they're probably missing a lot of support, yeah. So they should still be on refit. And only the 21st Infantry Division shouldn't. They're just ready, yeah. I have these here 3 divisions that are ready to strike towards their weakest point next turn. At least for the moment, the 294th Rifle Division. We'll have to see what part will actually be the weakest by that point. Hard to say. Given the weakening of the Soviets in this area, it might be prudent to get the 2nd SS Latvian motorized and have it ready. As a reserve out here. It can then also move up. I guess, yeah, both of these attacked, and that's why they cannot get in there. Maybe next turn. Crossing the river, getting into the swamp, moving you in here, most likely will just get them attacked. But on the other hand, if I'm threatening to move around this, take some position here, move towards Tikvin potentially. That would make things very problematic for the Soviets indeed as well. We'll see how they react to that. And at the same time, having you in here allows me to take out the Luftwaffe Field Division, but just for security's sake I want to move it in here for the moment. As always, Luftwaffe Field Divisions they're pretty much tailored to guard duty. But I will see where I'm going to put them later. The 18th motorized. I'll send them down. 8th Panzer Division. I understand all this moving around is a very serious burden on my rail lines. And getting these through Kiev is also not amazing. Let's move you under the OKH for the moment. And these guys are close. They should get there too. Doesn't matter for this turn, they can't reorganize like that anyway. I have to say, to be fair, I actually don't feel good leaving the depot empty like that. I'll put these guys on a refit behind the line. The thing is, I can technically cut off the 1st Motorized Rifle Division. And the thing we'll see. Obviously it's very weak and very likely to break out, but I need the Soviets to kind of loosen up in this area. I'd like to encircle this, but I mean, what are my chances? They are not very high in that regard either way. I need these guys to get more supplies. Unlike these, which have plenty. Anyway, I think my time for now is up. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. I guess next episode I'll be wrapping things up and shifting it back to the Soviets. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching for now. Take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.